I have seen so many videos now of people spending anywhere from $5,000 to $35,000 on prom.
Moving bus in a news. We bring in camels.
Person with real goals will not justify spending $3,000 on prom.
If your parents did not drop $10,000 to $20,000 on your prom, is that even a prom?
So how much did you or your family spend on prom night?
More than 20K.
Proms have officially lost it. Quick question, prom is still just a bunch of high school kids finishing high school, right? So can someone explain to me why people are out here acting like it's the last night of their lives? Elaborate parties, crazy outfits, and I mean crazy outfits. Wild entrances, cash flying everywhere, private jets. And now there's an entire race war happening about it, like an actual debate.
You know, it's prom season. So we had noticed the difference in white proms and black proms.
I have been on Prom Talk for about 2 weeks now, and all I can say is I am dragging you out there with me, so let's go. Okay, so first things first, for those of us who did not grow up in the US, UK, Canada, let me just quickly explain what prom even is. In a lot of countries, it might be called something else, send off, graduation party, but it is still the same vibe. Prom is essentially the big party that marks the end of your time in high school. You dress up, you go out, you celebrate with your friends, that's it. And honestly, I understand why it's such a huge deal. I remember my prom, the dress, the anticipation, the whole thing. It genuinely feels like a huge moment, and it is a huge moment. Because after 6 years of secondary school or high school, whatever it is you call it in your country, you're stepping into a new chapter of your life. College, work, life, whatever comes next, it is a huge coming of age moment. And it's not just for the kids, also for the parents as well. So I completely understand why people want to make it so special. I do, but at some point we have to talk about how far it has gone, because we're not just talking about a nice outfit and taking a photo outside the house anymore. People are doing a full-on prom walkout. Parents are decorating their entire houses, balloons, pictures of their kids blown up everywhere, custom banners, the works. There's music playing, there's a filming crew, not just someone pointing their phone, an actual hired filming crew, just to watch their kids step out of the front door. And you know what? I actually get it. If I spent months picking the perfect outfits, saved up on shoes, the hair, the nails, I would want to step out of that house like I was closing the red carpet. I would want my whole family gassing me up. That part makes sense. And honestly, the awesomeness of it is kind of beautiful too. Because there's just something about having your entire family gassing you up before you walk into a room. That hits differently. The truth is, you could go to prom and not be the best dressed there, and that is fine too. But you already got your crown at home, and nobody can take that away from you. Now, the entrances. I thought people showed up to prom in their parents' car, maybe split the cost of a limo with friends, you know, the classic move. But these people, oh my god. Lamborghinis, Rolls Royces, horses. Someone arrived on an actual camel. Someone pulled up in an actual helicopter.
Swimming pool, I'm a real bitch.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm not having kids. I'm not competing with this. This girl pulled up in a helicopter, bro. By the time I have kids, they gonna want a spaceship. I ain't gonna lie, fuck everybody else. This her prom now. Shit, she doing this for prom. I know her wedding gonna be crazy, nigga. Hey, but nah, I ain't gonna lie, she snapped though. She snapped.
If my parents rented me a private jet for prom, I would be fully convinced that I'm the main character. I would not even be the same person walking into that building.
Can't pronounce. Wait, let me spell it out.
Banning prom. We banning prom 2026. They pulling up in caskets now. I said my last video that they was trying to do helicopters. Well, they did it, y'all. They did it. They not only bringing a date, they bringing a zoo. Alligators.
Now, let's talk about the outfits because this is its own category entirely. I was already planning my dress in my head years before prom even came. So I fully understand the level of investment people put into this. Some schools give themes and dress codes which pushes people to get creative. And a lot of these looks, I'm not even going to lie, they are stunning. Like, I'm jealous. Why did I not dress looking like that to my own prom? Like, these are stunning, beautifully put together outfits. People are coming out in custom gowns, coordinated couples fit, traditional outfits blended with formal wear. It is actually really cool to see. But then there are also outfits that have me pressing pause and asking, are these people sure? Like, is this what we're wearing to prom now? Because some of these looks are something. I cannot even begin to explain it in words. You just have to see for yourselves.
At this point, I am convinced that hood prom is just an inside joke that we are missing out on. Are y'all not ashamed? Do y'all not have no honor to just be going out in some bullshit? This gotta be AI, because in no world could she have possibly thought she ate wearing that bullshit. This is single-handedly the tackiest outfit I have seen in my life for a prom. Instead of using that money for college or business plan after school, you decided to tape some money to your damn dress. You and your date look a mess.
Now you're just showing off.
The principal banned her from prom because her outfit was too revealing. Was he right or was he right? I'm not gonna say wrong, because like, what kind of question is that? Who the hell is gonna say, yeah, he was wrong? I mean, look at the outfit. Now, I got a daughter, and if somebody ever, that somebody would be her mom, if she ever got her that dress, I would be banning her from prom. But yeah, come on, man, wrong or right? Who thinks that this dress is okay for prom?
Now, I get it. It's your prom. You want to shine. You want to outdo your best friend. You want to be the best dressed. You want people to remember you. But some of these outfits are giving I lost a bet than I ate and left no crumbs. Now, here's where it stops being funny and starts being a little bit concerning: the wealth flexing. Because yes, some of these kids genuinely come from money. Rich parents, nice neighborhoods, designer everything. Fine, that is their reality. But a lot of them don't, and the internet does not care about that distinction. People are pulling up in luxury cars their families do not own, throwing cash in the air, showing off designer bags and shoes and jewelry, putting on a whole show of a lifestyle that is not theirs.
Ooh, what's that on your wrist? Ooh, what's that on your cufflink? Let me see. Yeah, what kind of shoes them is? Yeah, don't play with them. Yeah.
This is crazy, dude.
That's my cousin.
What the hell?
The CIA won, bro. The CIA is crushing it. They're straight smashing it, bro.
What does this have to do with graduating school, going to a dance? Like, this is crazy.
No, you don't pull up a problem.
2 cars, baby.
Sometimes my people can be so goddamn stupid. Who you know pulling up with 2 cars, baby? Why would I need more than one? What purpose does having 2 rentals do for me? Clearly, I'm missing something. Apparently, prom is an event now that requires 2 rentals. Like, bro, these are rentals. You are renting a car. Who are you trying to sell on? Who you trying to flex on, bro? I don't feel no type of way. You don't own it. Y'all just love wasting y'all money on bullshit.
And here's the thing that really gets me. People are taking out actual loans for this, real loans, going into debt for one night.
I don't know who's to blame here. Society, social media, idolizing celebrities, and thinking cosplaying as rich people for a night is anything meaningful. It's so stupid. The cars, yeah, they're rentals. The suits, the dresses, they're all rentals. You spend all this money for one night just to look and appear rich, but then are waking up in the same bed without all of this the next day, probably having less money because you spent it all to pretend and dress up as rich people. It's really, really sad.
The average prom already costs somewhere from $600 to $2,000 per person for just the basics. But when you start adding luxury car rentals, professional film crew, send-off parties, we are talking way beyond that.
So how much did you or your family spend on prom night?
More than $20K. And I don't specifically say the number because I know I missed a lot of things. I didn't know it was that much until I sat there and added everything up. Like, okay, let me calculate this, let me calculate that. My mom's not pocket watching. We usually wait for theme first, but ahead of time, we already have in mind we're going all out for prom. In Florida, it's a big theme. We just got to figure out what the theme is so we can figure out how far we're going to go. The biggest expense probably would be dress. So I would say that's the most. It was $8,500.
I don't remember if you had this or not, but did you have like 3 pair of heels?
I had 3 pair of heels. The dress was already made. Everything was done. The last thing we couldn't figure out was jewelry and heels. All 3 heels, we were trying to figure out which one would go with the dress. And the only way we could do that was just to get all 3.
So when the theme came out, we already pre-planned like everything we wanted. Prom has been something I look forward to since I was a little girl. And honestly, I was just waiting for it to be my turn. It was $4,500 for the dress. We had a 3D castle, horse and carriage, Rolls Royce Maybach, a mansion, butterflies, fairies. We just did it big.
And at a certain point, the question has to be asked, are the parents using their kids' prom nights to compete with other parents? Because that is what some of this is starting to feel like. You are the adults, you are the one writing the check. And if your child asks for a private jet and you know full well that that money does not exist, you do not have to say yes. You are the grown-up.
I have seen so many videos now of people spending anywhere from $5,000 to $35,000 on prom. On a high school prom, spending that much money for one night. And you know, Reagan is looking up at us just laughing right now. Like, I just saw this video of this one girl who spent like $17,000 on her prom, and I saw this video of this guy who spent like $36,000 on his prom, and I understand they can afford it, but I feel like you're doing way too much with that. And like, they're renting out expensive cars, they're getting new chains or earrings or like new dresses, whatever it may be. They're just buying all this like expensive shit, and like, I understand, you know, they can afford to do this, but like, for one night of prom, I feel like that's a lot. Like, I understand you're doing all this, you want to have fun, you want to look good, yo, more power to you. But I do wonder, what is spending $20,000 on a single night of prom? Like, what is that actually adding to the night? Because I know prom is important, but I feel like especially people don't really care that much, like, what you're necessarily wearing. Especially if it's, like, really, really expensive. I feel like most people look at that and they're like, damn, like, that's kind of a lot for prom. And look, I understand their family, they can afford doing all this for just one night. That's great, all right? But I do feel like it's a little bit too much, all right? It's prom, you know, go enjoy it, all right? Don't be so concerned about how expensive your damn outfit is.
Now, let's get into the part that has the internet actually divided. Because along with all of this prom content, a debate started brewing online. People started comparing what they were calling white prom versus black prom, and the takes were a lot.
You know, it's prom season. So we had noticed the difference in white proms and black prom. So we watched the white prom. The white folk, you know, took a real subtle approach. They got on a school bus, a yellow school bus, and rode to the prom. It looked like they got these suits from, you know, J.C. Penney. Probably went in the closet, you know, suits that they got from church. And they went to prom, and it looked like they had a pretty good time. Flash forward to the black. You got people renting helicopter. People renting Bugattis. People renting Maybachs, AMG. People renting Bentleys. I saw they put a girl inside of a Barbie box. I pretty much seen it all. I seen one kid counting like $10,000.
The general argument is that white prom is more conservative. Kids arriving in family cars, school buses, or shared limos, nice outfits, nothing too over the top, more traditional, more of what you would expect prom to look like. And then black prom, on the other hand, was described as more unhinged, more cash heavy, more of an entire production. And that framing, particularly when it started coming from people outside the community, got very messy very quickly. A white TikToker went viral after comparing what she called hood prom to baby mama culture, saying the extravagance was a sign of deeper issues in the black community.
It's prom season, which means one thing and one thing only, hood prom. And I think what a lot of people fail to realize is hood prom and baby mama culture are like this. Because the reason why the dresses are so extravagant in the cars and the show and the presentation is because this is the closest these girls will ever get to being a bride. In the black community, I'm sorry to say it, actually, no, I'm not, because it's the truth. So they're never going to have a wedding. These girls are never going to walk down the aisle. Some of them probably will. That's why the dresses remind you of big, beautiful wedding dresses.
And black TikTok did not let that slide. Women flooded the comment section with wedding photos. People clapped back hard because the framing was lazy, it was reductive, and it ignored a lot of history.
What black teenage girl, or what teenage girl period, would think to herself, you know what, let me go above and beyond for my prom because I know that I'm just going to end up being a baby mama and this is my only chance to shine as the princess of the night. This is my only chance because I'm never going to be somebody's wife. Who the hell who would even think of something like that? Just because black people do something doesn't mean that it needs to be labeled as hood or ghetto. It's called culture. That's the culture of black prom.
And here's the history that people are conveniently leaving out of this conversation.
For decades, we were barred from the one dance everyone else was doing, the high school prom. When prom moved from colleges to high schools in the 1920s, it was strictly segregated. Even after Brown versus Board of Education mandated integration in 1954, many southern white high schools drew a line. They would share classrooms, but not dance floors. Instead of integrating, they canceled school-sponsored proms entirely, replacing them with private invite-only, white-only events.
This was not something that ended quickly either. Charleston, Mississippi did not hold an integrated prom until 2008. Let that sink in. 2008. Wilcox County High School in Georgia did not hold an integrated prom until 2013. 2013. So when people ask why black prom is such a big deal, why the send-offs are elaborate, why the outfits hit different, why the families are investing so much into this one night, the answer is not simply they like to show off. The answer is that black children were locked out of this rite of passage for a long time. Prom was not theirs. It was not for them. Just like the quinceañera belongs to Latin culture, just like the bar mitzvah belongs to the Jewish culture, white students had prom and black students were told explicitly, legally, that they could not have it. So when the doors eventually opened, the community showed up and kept showing up. But, and I want to be balanced here, because I do think there's a version of this that goes way too far. Not the send-offs, not the outfits. I'm talking about the cash throwing, the fake flexing, the spending money you genuinely do not have just to look like you do. Because some of the neighborhoods these videos are coming from, you can see the context, and it raises real questions about priorities that I do not think are anti-black to ask.
Yeah, buddy, if it's one thing a hood booger's gonna do at prom, they're gonna outshine and outdo everybody. They're gonna rent and max out all their credit cards and put themselves in debt just for one day for a high school student. And this isn't a wedding. This isn't a quinceañera. It's high school prom. And then black people like to joke around about white people's babies having good credit while they're still in diapers. Yeah, you know why they got good credit that young? Because their parents aren't out blowing all their damn funds on frivolous shit like this. Maybe they're probably putting it back so that they can actually go to college, Maybe they're putting it into a trade line on a credit card and they put their child as an authorized user. Do you black people know anything about that? I'm not sure.
So what is actually happening here? Prom was always meant to be a celebration, a memorable night, something you look back on 10 to 15 years later and just smile. And somewhere along the line, for a lot of people, it became a competition, a performance, a content moment. And when you mix that with social media and with the pressure to outdo the last video, with parents who maybe want to outshine other parents, with kids who want to be the most talked about person at school the next day, you get private jets, you get loans being taken out for one night in May. And I just think it's worth asking, who is all of this actually for? Because if the goal is to have a night you genuinely remember, that you look back on and feel good about, you do not need to spend $20,000 to get there. But if the goal is to go viral, then I guess carry on. Anyways, this is where I am on this whole prom thing. I get it. I fully get the excitement, the culture, the history, the desire to show up and show out. None of that is lost on me. I remember my prom and yeah, I wanted to shine. But I also think it has gotten to a point where it has less to do with the kid and more to do with everyone else around them. Now, I want to hear from you. Are you the kind of person that thinks prom should be simple, something meaningful but nothing over the top? Or are you fully in your show up and show out era? And if the money is there, why not go all the way? What was the most you spent on your prom? What is the most you plan on spending on your prom? And as a parent or future parent, how much is the most you can spend on your kids' prom? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end of this video, you're my favorite kind of person. Make me a very happy girl today by subscribing to my channel. Turn on the post notification bell if you haven't already. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you guys in my next one.